What up, Blue Jays? Sean Blue here. I'm here to talk to you about an ancient people called the Blemmyes. The Blemmyes, they're they weren't human. They were, yeah, I said people, but they weren't human. They were humanoid, where, they might have been, related to us, but they weren't humans. They, okay, this is what the Blemmyes were. The Blemmyes were, they had no heads, but they did have a face. They had a face in the middle of their torso. So imagine a person with no head and a big face on their torso. That's what the Blemmyes were. And I'm going to show you a picture of them real fast, like a little artwork that I did of the Blemmyes real fast, and hopefully you guys can see it. That's what the Blemmyes were. And I first heard about the Blemmyes on YouTube. This one guy did I forgot the name of his show. I would give him a shout out, but he used to do all these interesting stories about mythical creatures, like famous ones like Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, but some least famous ones like the Blemmyes. And so yeah, very good show. But the Blemmyes were an ancient group of people that apparently lived in eastern. Um, they were Eastern Desert people, so they were Eastern Desert people, the Blemmyes. And the Eastern Desert, that's east of the Nile River. And there's been stories about the Blemmyes from the 7th century BC. So, yeah, 7th century BC. The Greeks were talking about the Blemmyes first, but the Blemmyes legends went on and on for a very long time because apparently even William Shakespeare even mentioned the Blemmyes. He didn't call them the Blemmyes, but he did mention what they look like, which was interesting. I don't know too much about William Shakespeare talking about them, but that's cool though to hear. But yeah, because and I don't know what kind of people they were. I think they were just kind of like any other civilization, so they were kind of peaceful. But I guess they could have been warlike too, as well. No different than any other society that out there, pretty much. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to the Blemmyes, and because we're really a quick shout out to the Blue Jays, just telling you about the Blemmyes and whether they were real people that once lived. Who knows? Or when I say people, a humanoid type person. But yeah, that's because what the Blemmyes were. Because a person that's a group of people that lived in um, way back in the ancient days. And there's also apparently the Blemmyes also lived in South America as well. They're not only just an Eastern Desert people, but they apparently lived in South America as well because there was an explorer, or a famous explorer. I can't remember the guy's name, but he traveled down to it wasn't Peru, but it was one of the other countries, and he found a tribe that looked kind of like the Blemmyes, and so yeah, who knows what's really out there. And I talked about with the giants of North America before, the ancient giants of North America. So who the heck knows what's really going on out there? All right, peace out, guys, and keep it blue.